Hello students. Now I will continue with chapter number 1 again, steam boiler and steam turbine. Now part 3 in that steam turbine, we will see the topic steam turbine, Dual impulse turbine, Parsons reaction turbine, compounding of the steam turbine, losses in steam turbine, causes and harmful effect of a pollution from a steam boiler, method to control pollution from a steam boiler. Now first, steam turbine. In a steam engine, reciprocating motion of an engine piston is obtained by a pressure of a steam acting upon its reciprocating motion is converted into the rotary motion by the means of the connecting rod and joining the piston to the crank. But construction and working of the steam turbine is different from a steam engine. Steam turbine is a prime mover in which the rotary motion is obtained by the gradually change in the momentum of the steam. Steam turbine utilizes the kinetic energy of a steam. High velocity steam jet issued by the steam nozzle exerted an impulsive force on the curved blades mounted circumferentially on the rotor shaft of the turbine. Due to this, curved blades start rotating and hence the mechanical work is produced. Produced mechanical work is available on the rotor shaft of the steam turbine. Classification of steam turbine. According to working principle or action of the steam over the moving blade. Impulse turbine, reaction turbine, combined of the impulse and reaction turbine. According to the number of stage of the expansion of a steam, single stage steam turbine, multi-stage steam turbine. According to the position of the shaft, horizontal turbine, vertical turbine. According to the pressure of the steam supplied, high pressure, medium pressure, low pressure. According to the direction of steam, axial flow, radial flow, tangential flow. According to the exhaust of this pressure, condensaceous type and non-condensing type. According to the method of governing, throttle, nozzle or bypass. Okay, these were the classification of the steam turbine. Now, dual impulse turbine construction. Impulse turbine consists of the mainly three components. First, nozzle. It is a circular guide way which guides the steam to flow in the desired direction with a high velocity. It also regulates the flow of the steam. It keeps very close to the moving blades to minimize the losses due to windage. Second one is runner and blades. Runner consists of the circular discs mounted on the horizontal shaft. On periphery of runner, required the number of the blades are fixed uniformly. Steam jet strike on the blade, which moves in the direction of jet. This movement of a blade makes the runner to rotate. Third is casting. Casting is the airtight metallic case which contains the turbine, runner and blades. It controls the movement of the steam flow from the blade up to the condenser and does not permit it move the atmospheric no leakage. It also acts the safeguard of the runner against any accident. So working, water stored at the height it passes through the nozzle situated almost at the ground level or ever below ground level, thus converting the energy of stored water into the high-speed jet. This high-speed water strike on the buckets or a blade attached to the runner, forcing the runner to rotate it on its own axis. Okay. Thus converting this energy of a high-speed jet into rotational energy. The rotational movement of the turbine shaft is used to produce the electricity through the generator. Spear is moved in out of the nozzle to regulate the flow of water according to the load on the turbine. To get the maximum power output from the turbine, the velocity jet strike the buckets should be as much twice the speed rotating buckets. So the velocity of water jet is regulated according to the load or RPM of the turbine in such a way that we can keep turbine running in the most efficient range. Moreover, partially we use 3 to 4 nozzles instead of one. This is done to deal with a high load on the turbine and increase the power output compatibility to the turbine. When a load on the turbine is low, the okay, when the load on the turbine decreases suddenly and sphere could not act fast all enough to regulate the flow of the water jet, the RPM of the turbine will keep on increasing and could damage the turbine. To prevent this from the happening, use we use the deflector which deflects the flow of the water jet away from the turbine buckets, thus keeping the turbine under the safe limit. Application: it is used worldwide to produce the electrical energy in the number of the hydropower plant. Turbocharger is in the automobile use the pressure energy of the exhaust gases through the impulse turbine, where hot and pressurized gases come out of the exhaust are converted in the high velocity jet by passing them through a nozzle. It should also use reverse osmosis plant where the wastewater jet velocity is used to run the turbine, thus they act as the energy recovery system. Partial reaction turbine. Okay, construction reaction turbine consists of the following part: casing. It is a airtight metallic casing which constitute the guide mechanism and the turbine runner. Steam enters the fixed blade guide mechanism with a uniform velocity. Guide mechanism fixed blade. Second one is, it consists of the guide blades fixed to the casing. Therefore, a guide blades are also called as the fixed blade. Fixed blade are used to allow the steam enter the runner without shock, regulate the required quantity of the steam enter the turbine by adjusting the open of the blades. Third one is the turbine runner. It consists of the moving runner blade fixed and mounted on the shaft. Moving runner blades are properly designed in order to allow the steam to enter and leave without shock. Surface of moving blade is made smooth to minimize the frictional losses. Fourth one is draft tube. Steam leaving the runner is allowed to flow in the condenser through a tube called as the draft tube. The draft tube is not provided in a turbine, then the steam will move freely and will cause the steam to edit to set up. The working of the reaction turbine we will study now. See the figure. The working of the reaction turbine can be well understood by taking the rotor having the moving nozzle and the water at a high pressure is coming out to the nozzle as the water level of the nozzle and the reaction experienced by the nozzle. This reaction force rotates the rotor at very high speed. In same way, in reaction turbine, reaction force is generated by the fluid moving on the runner blade. The reaction force produced on the runner blade may a runner to rotate. Low head and high velocity water enters the spiral casing, and as it enters the casing, it strike the runner blade and properly angle to produce the maximum power output. The water flow through a spiral casing is able to keep the pressure energy constant through the circumference spiral due to the uniformly decreasing the cross-sectional area. These guide vanes can change the angle of the increase or a decrease of the flow water into the turbine, and the runner blades are also adjustable as when the flow is fast, the energy demand is less with the pitch themselves inclined the smaller angle axis of the turbine, and when the load on the turbine is more and the flow of the water is less, they would adjust themselves for a greater angle with the axis of the turbine. Two factors which determine the efficiency of a reaction turbine are angle to attack of the water when it strikes the runner blades and profile runner blades over the water guides due to the adjustability of both guide vanes and the runner blades. We are now able to use this turbine over the wide range of the water potential and load demand. Applications we will see. Reaction turbine is used in the wind power mill to generate electricity. It is mostly widely used the turbine of the hydropower plant to generate electricity. It is a only turbine to get a maximum power output from a low available water head and the high velocity other than the cross flow of the turbine which not that efficient. Difference between impulse and reaction turbine. Parameters. Efficiency impulse turbine में आएगा. Impulse turbine for impulse the same flow rate and operating conditioning, the efficiency of impulse turbine is very low. For reaction, same flow rate and operating condition, the efficiency of the reaction turbine is very high. Space requirement for impulse turbine is the size of the impulse turbine is very less. The footprint required for the reaction turbine is high. The cost of impulse turbine is much lower when compared to the reaction turbine for the same power rating. Reaction turbine cost is much higher due to the critical shape of the rotor. Application of impulse turbine is widely used in petrochemical and refineries. For reaction turbine, application is widely used in power plants. Maintenance is easy in impulse turbines, not easy when compared with the impulse turbines. Maintenance is not easy in reaction turbine. Okay. Compounding of impulse steam turbine. Compounding of impulse steam turbine means method the method used to reduce the speed of the rotor shaft. Second one is to increase the thermal efficiency in the power plant. High pressure, high temperature steam is used. Third one is if the entire pressure drop is carried out in the one stage only, the velocity of steam entering into the turbine will extremely high. This will make the rotor to run at the very high speed. Fourth one is such high rotational speed of a turbine rotor is not useful for any practical purpose. Also, there is a danger of a flow of a blade due to the excessive centrifugal stress when a single stage of a blade is used. Hence, it becomes necessary to reduce the rotor speed of a turbine by using a gear drive. In order to reduce the rotor speed, various methods used are known as the compounding method. Losses in steam turbine. Losses in steam turbine are residual velocity loss. At the exit of the turbine, the steam still has some absolute velocity which could not be used. This loss may be about 10 to 12% in the single stage of an impulse turbine. These losses can be reduced using the multi-stage operation. Loss due to the friction and turbulence, loss in the nozzle, guide blades, loss in a turbine blade, moving blades, loss due to the friction of a rotary disc carrying a blade and windage loss, loss of the turning, change in direction of a steam jet of a blade, loss due to the friction of between the shaft and bearing, loss in the regulating of the valve and the power plant. These are about 10%. Third one is leakage loss. Leakage of steam occurs in the following regions: between turbine shaft and bearing, leakage at a blade tip in a case of the reaction turbine, leakage of steam through a gland, packing at a various connection in a steam path, leakage between the rotary shaft and stationary diaphragm carrying nozzle in a case of the reaction turbine. Leakage losses is about 1 to 2%. Loss due to the moisture. Steam passing through last stage of a turbine is the weight and contains the water particles. The velocity of the water particles is less than the that the steam, therefore the water particles needs to drag along with the steam, which in the turns result into the loss of kinetic energy. Radiation loss. Heat is lost from the turbine to the surrounding as the temperature is higher and the atmospheric temperature. Proper insulation can reduce this loss by considerable extent. Causes and harmful effect of a pollution from a steam boiler. Steam boiler produce steam by a combusting fossil fuel such as a coal, oil, gas. Combustible part of a fuel is heated to produce the hot gases in the combustion chamber. Heat contained by these hot gases is used to evaporate the water boiler in the boiler, thus formation of steam. During this combustion, objectable gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, oxide of nitrogen, dust, etc. are released in the atmosphere causing the pollution. Non-combustible part of a fuel is referred as ash. Smaller diameter pollutants of ash get released in the atmosphere, which also increase the pollution. Major effects of the pollution from the steam boiler are enlisted below: air pollution, acidic rain, greenhouse effect, global warming, ozone layer depletion. Method to control the pollution from the steam boiler. Various methods to control the pollution from the steam boiler of the thermal power plants are: control sulfur dioxide, SO2, desulfurization of a fuel, pre-treatment, removal of the SO2 for a fuel gas post-treatment, control of the sulfur dioxide, SO2, reduction of a temperature in a combustion zone, reduction of a residence time in high temperature combustion zone, use fluidized blade, system for a coal bed thermal power plant. Control of a suspended particle matters SM using fabric filter, using hydraulic and pneumatic handling system, using wet scrubber for a dust collection. Thank you.